let's have a look at chorus. What does it do and why might you want to use it? Chorus is used in a number of different ways. Firstly, it can be used to thicken your sound. So it creates two versions of your sound and delays one against the other. So basically it gives you a much wider, thicker overall sound. The other thing that you can do with the chorus effect is you can create a type of flanging sound. And again, that's used by having two small delays very close to one another. And that will create a particular type of audio effect. So that's the two main things that you would use a chorus for. Before we go into how it all works, let me give you an example of what it could do to your sound, and then we'll have a look at it in its different forms. So this is without the effect. So I'm just using wavetable, and then I'll add the effect. Now I'm also using reverb and a drum bus as well. So again, no effects, chorus, a drum bus for some compression and distortion, and then reverb. Now, this is my own version. And I've done that by using a lot of EQs and delays, simple delays from Ableton. So you can actually make your own if you wish to do so. Okay, so let's have a look at chorus and let's have a look at the settings. So there's three main sections of the chorus effect. You've got your modulation section, which creates movement within your sound. Then you have your delay section. So again, what a chorus does is it creates two delays of your sound, and you can set the delay between delay 1 and delay 2, so you can have them playing back at different times. So when you hear them at different times, if they're very, very close, it just sounds like if the overall sound that you're putting through it thickens. It sounds bigger, it sounds wider. It depends on the frequencies as well. But that's just to give you a quick idea. So each delay, first of all, has its own delay settings. So let's have a listen. So this is delay 1, this is delay 2. If I, for example, take down the two delay times on both of these delay lines, we've set it to 0.1 milliseconds, so we're getting very, very little there. This is delay 2, delay 1. So you can hear that that's altering the delay between the two sounds, the two repeats, the two delays. Now, you might only want one delay. You can knock off the second delay if you like, and just have one. Now, if you can hear, that's moving around, and that's based on this modulation section here. So if we look at the modulation section, basically, if you move it vertically, so up or down, you can click here, move up or down, or here to move up or down. What that's actually doing is it's adjusting the amount of modulation or the amount of movement. So if I want a wee bit of movement, I can keep this down. Now, I can also change the rate of that movement. So if I want that to move between the bottom and here very, very quickly, I can increase the rate. So you can hear that's now going very, very fast. If I take up the amount, that's the amount of that modulation we're going to hear, which is loads. So let's take it back down again. Usually less is more. I'm going to take the feedback down here as well. Okay, so at the minute I have delay 1 at nearly 10 milliseconds, and I have a high pass filter on delay 1 as well. So this basically means that I'm cutting out any lower frequencies. Any frequencies below 360 Hertz is not going through the delays, and there's a good reason behind that as well. Usually low frequencies, you want to keep them as they are, as to avoid phasing, or as to avoid getting like a muddy mix. So what I'm doing in delay 1 is I'm cutting off any low frequencies to basically enter the chorus. Now the next thing then is I'm going to turn on delay 2. Currently it's off. If it's set here at off, that means that only delay 1 is on. If I have it to fix, only delay 1 will be modulated. So basically the modulation that you set up here, it will only affect delay 1. But then if I change it to mod, it means that both delays will receive the same modulation. Have a listen. And now I'm going to change the delay of delay 2. Going to add a wee bit more modulation. Okay, so you can start, you can start to hear that movement there. It's quite nice. Now, another thing that I want to point out is this button. What this does is this links both delay times. So if I select that, both delays are now linked together. So if I move one, it moves the other as well. So again, it depends on the sound that you're looking to create. There's another button here. What this basically does is this multiplies these two amounts by 20. So for more extreme sounds, you can click this and it multiplies the amount and the rate by 20. You have your dry and wet as usual. And the more you have that to the right, the more you're getting the process sound, and the more to the left, the less you get the process sound, and the more you get the original sound. So you find your balance. Above that, you have feedback. Basically what happens here is a copy of the sound is sent out and then back in to the chorus, and the amount that does that is set by the feedback. Polarity basically changes the polarity of the sound. So if you want to flip the polarity, to flip the waveform, you can do that here. So this is useful if you're getting phasing or anything like that, or something doesn't sound right. It might be a polarity option, or a polarity issue, I should say. But yeah, so in a nutshell, that is the chorus. It creates movement within your sound. It makes a thicker sound, and you just have to know which way to tickle it, essentially. And I'm going to have another wee mess around here just to try and change this a little bit more. And then I'm going to add the drum bus and the reverb. So again, without the chorus. Still nice, but the sound is slightly static. You throw that in, you're getting movement. That's that one. And the other thing that you need to be aware of, I guess, when you're doing this is if you right click, make sure that crisp is on. It gives you a much better quality signal. Basically, it's a better processor. So if you have that on, it should make a good bit of difference when you're processing the sound via chorus. Now, if you wanted to make your own, I'll quickly run through what I've done here. I'm going to turn off that one. And this is just something I threw together. I'll probably elaborate on it a little more. But it was just to help me fully understand exactly how a chorus works. So a chorus uses two delays. The first thing that I done is create an audio effects rack. And then if I turn this on, chain 1 is one delay, chain 2 is a second delay. So there's the two delays. After that, then I have an EQ in each one of these. So mids and highs are being processed by chain 1 and 2. Chain 3, there's nothing on that other than a filter. So basically the lows pass through without being affected, just like the chorus would have here with the high pass filter. So that's what I try to do there. And then on the bottom chain, it's just an LFO. The LFO basically is creating movement within chain 1 and 2, so it's the dry and wet, and basically you'll hear what that does now. And then also the feedback is here. The delays that I've used, I've set them to link, and also I've put them into time division mode. So basically I would change the time here. This is the time of the delay, how long of a delay will each channel use. So channel 1 is 1 millisecond, channel 2 is 36, and again channel 3, that's just sending the low end. There's not much, but I'm sending it on through. I'm actually taking down the volume of the first two as well, just to try and find a nice mix. So then after that, I've also used drum bus, utility, or sorry, drum bus, reverb, and utility. So basically, this is just a copy of what we have over here, other than the utility, and that's just giving me an extra bit of volume. That's all that's doing. Okay, so let's have a listen. So let's go to the LFO, and if I change the depth, the rate, just going to take those back to 0 dB. Turn my one off, back on again. So yeah, mine's is much more harsh compared to the other one. But yeah, that's basically roughly how it works. So it's just to give you an idea as to how these things are put together, and you know, you can potentially make your own, maybe even better one than that one of mine. As I say, I literally just put that together today. So hopefully that clears up what the chorus is, what it does, and why you might want to use it. So I'm looking forward to hearing how you use yours. See you in the next tutorial.